Yeah, oh, wait.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mom. It's normal.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my speech on teaching you how to build a first aid kit. My name is Pam Byrd, and I'm going to show you how to make a first aid kit from your household items. And it's inexpensive, and you can just make your own at home if you don't want to go out and buy a fancy $30 or $40 kit. You can get most items right out of your medicine cabinet, your closet, or even from the local dollar store. Okay, we can start off. You can either use a bag, like a little box, or if you're desperate, you can use a Ziploc bag to put your items in. So basically, the way I'm going to assemble, I'm going to use my personal items that I have in my own home first aid kit. So, first of all, everybody needs to have a first aid kit in their house because you never know when you're going to have a fall, cuts, scrapes, abrasions, anything can happen, and it's best to have something on hand, even if it just holds you until you get to the emergency room. So basically, you're going to critique it to your particular family. You want to make more than one. You want to have one for in your house, maybe in your car, or even the one in your car you can transport back and forth to your job. You just want to have it on hand. So basically, you could just get, I'll try this plastic container. You get this, and basically, the basics of all first aid kits are, of course, Band-Aids. They're helpful. They come in all shapes and sizes, and you can use them on basically anyone, and they're already sterile, so that helps. You also want to have your gauze for sports injury. If you have kids, athletic kids or whatever, you want to have your gauze in case they get a sprain or something, and they're always good to have handy. So you want to have your paper tape, if you have a big piece of gauze, to tape that to whatever area of the body that you will be using to treat. And you also want to have some medical scissors. Don't have to be nothing fancy, just something small enough to cut the bandages and do what you got to do with that. Also, I use wound care and a spray. It already comes out sterile. You can just take it out and just spray it on any area, let it dry, whatever, and that will give you, sanitize your area before you treat it with like a Band-Aid in the car. So I also have petroleum jelly and zinc bacitracin, which is good for cuts and scrapes, and you can use the petroleum jelly for lubrication or anything that you might need to hold you down. Q-tips are also good to put in your first aid kit because you can swab and just treat with the ointments or whatever, and they also come sterile. Okay, next on my list is something personal to me. It's an antacid. I've had my gallbladder removed, and millions of Americans have, and if you had this, you will definitely be experiencing acid reflux. So this will be a good thing to have in your first aid kit because you're going to need it if you don't have your gallbladder in. And also, a few items that are handy are alcohol pads. They're already sterile, and they come with the alcohol in them. Disposable, you can just throw them away, and they come in handy for all different types of first aid needs. And also, I always have my thermometer to check to see, like, for a fever. And then, what's the use of having a thermometer if you don't have something to bring the fever down? So I always keep a pain reliever, which always comes in handy for headaches or whatever. So that's definitely a staple for you to keep in your first aid kit. Okay, and also, if you don't want to take the whole bottle of Advil or something with you, you can just use a little medicine case and keep that in your first aid kit and keep it loaded, ready to go. Now with medicine, you also want to check the expiration dates. So you want to check your kits periodically. And it's also good to make up a list to put inside the kit. Just make up a list of your items in there, and then you could change them as they need to, check the expiration dates, and then when, throw them out and replace as needed. Some people like to keep a bar of soap, hand sanitizer, anything that can help you. You want to keep your hands clean and sterile. So we also have gloves. So basically, if you don't even want to put all this together, if you're desperate, you can just grab a Ziploc bag, put the items in it that you may need for the day or for the outing, and just use the Ziploc bag, and that comes in handy. You can keep it in your glove compartment in your car, and you'll always have something, even if you don't have your whole kit. So basically, if you have children that are involved in athletics or something, everybody always needs an ice pack. This is my personal one. It's for my back. That's why it's so big, but they have smaller ones that can fit into your kit. So basically, these are the main items. You could critique them as needed for your children or your family. Like, for example, you want to keep Benadryl in your first aid kit if you're prone to allergies. If you're really, really bad with the allergies, you want to carry around an EpiPen. And that's life or death situation, so you definitely want to be prepared for a life or death situation. So, and I also use paper towels to keep keep everything clean, wiped off, keep your hands clean, and they're also always good to have in the car. So basically, you can make up your own kit and just keep it handy in your house where you can go grab it if something happens, if little Johnny falls off his bike or whatever. You keep your items, everything all together. And if you use a see-through thing like this, you can basically see what's in there without having to take everything out. So that saves time. And basically, you want to always have it handy, and it's just great for your family, for different things, to always be prepared in the case of emergency. So this is my first aid kit demonstration, and my tip will be, don't leave home without it.